It's that time of week again. Hey, everybody. Hey, Rikshana. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, Zeph. How are you doing today?
I am really excited and looking forward to this episode because it's all about what is it? Road to Perseverance. I feel
Absolutely.
like when I saw the title of this episode, Rikshana, I was like, I could use some of that right now. Do you feel it?
I am feeling it. I'm feeling it. We have an
So,
amazing
folks, if
show
you're
today with.
tuning in for the
Mhm.
very first time, today's episode is all about Road to Perseverance, and our guest, Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker, is in the house. But you know what? Before we even talk about Road to Perseverance, because this is towards the end of the year, Rikshana, I know most of us, I don't know you, but most of
Mhm.
us were thinking already what next year looks like and how we're getting into that mindset of like, what do I need to do? Do I
Mhm.
need to refresh, rejuvenate? How do I persevere? Do you actually feel that too?
Yeah. Do I need a reset? Do I need a pause? Do I need a refresh? What
Pause. I
is?
like you said pause. All right, folks, we'll come back in about 30 seconds. See you in a bit. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm definitely Zaf Zan and my sidekick over there. Let me see if I can point the right direction.
You are pointing the right direction. I think you are the right direction, or is that the wrong direction?
We are your hosts here at So Victory Live, the talk show. It's all about fireside stories to ignite and inspire victories. And today we have an episode that's going to talk all about to road to perseverance. I don't know if you're excited, but if you are, say hello in the chat wherever you're catching this live broadcast. And if you're actually watching this on replay, do you know you can still participate and connect with us and say hello, right, Rikshana? We
That's right.
want to hear who you are and where you're tuning in from and share this out because I don't know if you have had any challenges with persevering. I know I have, and I would like to learn more. How about you, Rikshana?
Absolutely. And I think we all have a story to share, and it's always nice to hear other people's stories.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
mhm.
Storytelling. That's all the show is all about. All right, I'm going to let Rukshana do the intro of our guest. And who do we have today, Rukshana?
Today we have Lisa. So, meet our guest, Lisa Bellamy Fluker, gospel, jazz, and classical psalmist, song stylist, writer, and motivational speaker and teacher. Lisa Bellamy has used her gift of song to inspire the young and the old for many years. Pouring her heart and soul into showing others the joy of life through song is something that she can trace to her childhood. Her love of singing was embedded in the roots of Lisa's family tree and planted in the spirit of the age of 9. Lisa's
Wow.
grandmother, Pauline Gray, kept music as an integral part of her family's culture and foundation. As a little girl, Lisa sat and watched her family and her mother, aunts, uncles gathered around the piano to sing old spiritual and favorite traditional songs that are still customary in their family today. As she grew
Mm-hmm.
older, Lisa joined in as she also other siblings and cousins, and it still is a tradition today. This story is about having a spiritual foundation that fuels and empowerment us to make a difference in the lives of others.
Whoop, whoop. Here we go. Let's bring Lisa to the stage, everybody. Yay. Welcome, Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker, to the house or on your screen.
Well, thank you so much, Zeph, for having me. I'm so delighted to join my friend and to be here on So Victory with both of you.
Oh my goodness. I was just, chatting with Lisa and Rikshana behind stage, and Rikshana was asking me, when was the last time you saw her? I said, actually, it's been a while, probably 2 years on screen, more than that in person, right, Lisa? And I
Yes.
remember even the Lisa and I were probably like 15 minutes apart. We live in the same state, but y'all know how it is when we all get busy and we're always like, go, 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 right? Sometimes catching each other on screen is the next best thing, right, Lisa?
Yes, yes. And I remember
All right, so
our last time
we're
together.
going to get you started because I know we can't wait to hear your story. And folks, if you don't already know this, for our shows, our guest brings on what, Rushana?
I forgot.
Pictures! We've got pictures!
Pictures. We make pictures, then we turn them into videos. Yes, we have some
Yes,
amazing
and
pictures that tell stories.
And Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker will be sharing her story and her pictures. Here we go. All right, Lisa, have a great 10 minutes. All right, we'll be back, everybody.
Yes, I guess I would like to just start by saying persistence is doing something in spite of difficulty or delay in success. But I want to add to that today by saying that definition needs to be embellished to say that we need to also reframe what success is along the way. When I think about my girls and all the lessons they taught me, growing them and raising them taught me how to be tough, how to make decisions, how to use my critical thinking. And I'm grateful for those lessons, even today as they are grown women on their own. Patience, love, understanding, acceptance. I've learned such a great deal. And that's where the reframing comes in. You can learn, but you can also relearn. So part of my perseverance story is about learning, but also allowing myself to relearn. And so very grateful for that. Very, very grateful. And I think that your destiny is that forever ongoing journey in learning. And my children have taught me that. And as I evolved as a mother, as well as a psalmist, when 9/11 happened, I wrote a song called Lighthouse because I lost a dear friend at the Pentagon, and Scott Allen Powell. And Lighthouse was birthed as a healing CD. And before I knew it, other songs came, and I was birthed as a writer. I believe God gave me deposited that gift in me because I was not always a writer. And so I basically used the experience of that pain, and it came out in the music. And I put together a live concert and had my friends from all over the country come and join me to put on this first effort. And that album is called Lighthouse. That was a period of perseverance for me as my life was changing. I felt the call in my life to share my music with others and not keep it to myself. While I was actually also becoming certified as a trainer and traveling around the world. And here's a picture of me training executives at NASA. And I'm expanding your horizons and trying something new and learning new information taught me so much about myself.
Okay. Are you back?
To hold space with information and people over time. So I think learning is continual. And again, it goes back to resetting, stepping back, and really casting your net a little wider each time. And NASA is one of my favorite places to train. And so I learn a lot as I go across the country and teach professionals. And without the foundation that was spoke of in the introduction, my family, my husband, who is also my best friend, is a writer with some of the music that we produce and we actually share today. One of my newest songs are called Share the Light, and his song that's out now is called Clarion Call. And we do a lot together. So it's a joy in relationships, whether it's my daughters or my husband, to learn yourself and be open to receive that, I would call 360 feedback from those that are closest to you. And that means vulnerability. So perseverance is also about vulnerability. Being vulnerable enough to say, I don't always get it right, and to listen to those that can. So having a partner that you can be a part of for that journey is a blessing. And what would lessons be without feedback and love and being surrounded by your parents? Here you see my mom, Joyce Bellamy, and my father, Leroy Bellamy. When I became a minister and I received my ministerial certification, and they traveled to have that moment with me. And there's nothing like when you are persevering and you're pushing something out to have your family right there with you. So do not do it alone. You need to have those around you that love you, that believe in you, that can support you. And any of you that know about persevering with education, and now that I went through ministerial school, I finished my master's, and most recently in 2021 got my doctoral degree in educational leadership and management, that you, as you persevere in education, always challenge yourself to learn more. And what I like to do with what I learn is share it. And as you see here, this was a Southern Belle Tea party, and you can see all the hats. One of the joys in life that I have is taking the information that I have and sharing it with others, whether it be, in this case, a group of women, and empowering them and demonstrating what connection can do, what information can do. And truly, through this actual picture, you will see Tina Kadish is one of my friends there. And that's actually how I met Zeph. So this picture is very, very important.
Yes, that happened.
So just, thinking about how when you sow into others, how that can lead to moments like this. I'm going to get emotional, but never stop sowing, because you never know where that sowing will lead. And so I'm so grateful to be here to share. And ultimately, the love of information and education flows into my community, whether it be City Hall, the mayor's office, or a local educational board. I absolutely can tell you that going into the community and empowering community leaders was one of the sweetest times here in Connecticut for me, and really empowering leaders to go back to their communities and use skills that can only enhance their bottom line and ultimately those in the community that we love. And that is my heart's desire, that any lesson along this journey, and I call it a learning journey, we are not to keep those lessons to ourselves. We are to share those lessons with others. And so it's my life's mission, I believe, to be that conduit, whether it be through music or through education. And now I'm feeling really emotional, because now in this latter part of my life, God, I believe, is showing me even more capacity that I did not think possible. And I have a joy that is just bursting at the seams as I'm able, through my perseverance and through the learning journey, constant reframing of myself and learning, have a new beginning, new music, a new career, and able to even sow into different lives at a different level. But I can tell you that perseverance is also about humility. Humility and understanding that sowing is also service. And so when you get an opportunity of a new beginning, my faith is the strength for that new beginning that I learned so many years ago with my family. And so this new project, Share the Light, is about sharing the light in this dark world. We all know that there's so much around us that is not pleasing to our heart, our mind, and even our bodies. And so I want Share the Light to become an anthem, to when you cut on that light, the darkness has to go. And I believe God, the creator of humankind, gave me this Share the Light message for those that need to be reminded to cut on that light, because it's much clearer when the light is on. And so for me, my job, my calling is to continue to share light, share the information, share the music, wherever God calls me. and to allow my service to make a difference. And so I'm hoping this holiday to be able to, through a holiday concert, bring together all of my lessons into a space with a song selection that can bless the hearts of those that need joy, that need a renewal. And so I learned um, thinking, being able to pause, being able to breathe, and listen to those that can help you along the way.
Wow. Now I'm like, I need to have a lot. Oh, is Lisa kind of frozen there a little bit? Lisa, are you there with us? If you're hearing
find
me.
yourself
There you go.
thinking about what perseverance is, I hope that if you don't remember anything else, is that you're worth it. So keep going.
Ooh, you're worth it. Ooh, I'm having a lot of questions in my head. I'm just feeling this. Aren't you, Rikshana?
Yes, yes. I'm like, what a beautiful, beautiful concept, that using everything that we have learned and at the end sharing it with the world. Such a powerful message, Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker. This is just incredible. You got me crying there for a moment too. So,
I had to keep myself
We joined
together.
you. We had a party of cries, of tears of joy in the backstage. So it's
yeah.
okay, and it's allowed, people, in case you haven't watched our previous episodes. I do that a lot on the show, so I'm like, hey.
I don't feel bad. I'm a crybaby. Anybody who knows me, I'm like, my heart is just big.
Yeah. Yeah. I also love when you said that, vulnerability is, it's humility. It's also sharing ourselves with the community and bringing everyone together. So that way we can soar and plant the seeds and, and help one another. And also when you bring it all home, bring it to the community, bring it into the community, everything you have learned, and bring it to the community. And I'm like, wow, that's so powerful. And that's why I love that you're putting is it kind of like an end of the year show that you're putting out, when all your musics that you have collected that represented your growth, your journey, and then you get to invite your community to come along with this and celebrate it together. What a beautiful, beautiful concept.
Absolutely, and I agree. So, folks, we're gonna do a quick 20 seconds intermission, and when we come back, we're gonna ask our questions, because I do have a few, and I know Shanna has a few. Because this road to perseverance, in case you're just tuning in, we're with Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker. We're talking about road to perseverance, and if you have any questions, comments, drop them in wherever you're catching this, because I know, Lisa, almost everything that you said today on the show, I'm just like, God, are you talking to me? Like, is Lisa my higher power today? Is that why you brought her in today? And the second, folks, in case you don't know, this is our second last show for the season. So I feel like God is I'm having a God moment here. So I'm gonna ask a few questions when we come back, but we're gonna take a quick break. All right, everybody, we'll be right back. So Victory Live is all about sharing stories to ignite and inspire victories. We are here on Wednesdays, and our first, third, and fifth Wednesdays, we go live at 11 a.m. New York time, and second and fourth Wednesdays at 9 p.m. New York time. And you can get all this information at sowvictory.com/talk show. Now, after the live broadcast, you're invited to join us in a post-show meet and greet, where you can engage and have more intimate conversations with our cast members and guests. You can go to live.sowvictory.com and join us in our studio lounge for the meet and greet. We'll see you then. All right, everybody. Welcome back. You are tuning into Soul Victory Live, Fireside Stories to Ignite and Inspire Victories. Today, episode 21, with our guest, Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker. We're talking about Road to Perseverance. Boom, boom, boom.
I can't believe we're already on episode 23, 21. This has gone really, really, really fast. But Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker, I had a question for you today. What would you tell someone who is trying but feels like they are not getting anywhere?
That question is about Perception, self-perception. And I
Ooh.
believe our frames of reference come from different places. And so people get into that place where they feel they are not accomplishing because they have a frame of reference or an expectation. And so I would say reset your frame. Uh, if it means a higher power in God and looking for answers, making sure you align yourself with others that are doing what you'd like to do, connect and make relationships, and don't limit yourself to your own sphere of influence. So that adjusts your self perception. But then it also can change your core values, right? If
Mm.
my self perception changes, it's going to shift my core values and it may even augment what I think I wanted to do in the first place. And so
Mhm.
my actions might be a little different. I might go places I don't normally go. I'll thus be exposed to new paths. So I think that's all a part of the journey, how you see yourself.
Wow. Like when you talk about self-perception, it's Rukshan's probably gonna laugh at me, but one of the things that I recently learned, experience, and that's why I'm like, God, are you sending Lisa today for a very specific reason? Like, I could use a lot of this today, but I think, this is a new muscle that I've had to learn, and I just said that uh recently that things happen, and I've had to be I was reminded by a spiritual mentor of mine that said, the reason, sometimes we have this, you talk about self-perception, and in a way I learned that, when we deal with different people, everybody's perceived differently, because based on, but we cannot base it on how we grew up, how we were raised, so that's why we have to right size our expectations and our self-perception, so that really speaks loudly to me, because when you say reset, I'm like, oh, I
Mm.
got it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you know what? And for me, my self perception is, of course, aligned with my Christianity and
Mhm.
all my life. And I mean, all my life. My mother has said, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And on my dad's side, my grandmother, Hattie Bellamy, would say, you know what? You can do whatever you put your mind to. So I've had messages of, positive self perception on both sides of
I
my family.
love that. I love that. Um, I'm sorry, Rushana, how do you see yourself in that topic of self perception? I mean, have you had to work on that muscle too? Because I know I recently, especially, I've had to work on that a lot.
Absolutely. And I feel like the self perception is, as I'm putting on production, how the world sees of me, but how do I see of myself, And,
I
you
got
know,
so goosies.
so making sure that I'm following that mission, like Dr. Lisa said, not to lose track of who you are, your vision, and your purpose of what you're here to do, and not get lost in people's perception of what they hope to see, what they created. And as I'm putting production, especially African fashion show here in Portland, and that's very easy to lose track, and I have to remind myself of my roots, of where it came from. And
Mm.
this vision, it's a vision of my life. It's not their vision, and I'm inviting them on their journey to share my history with my community. So I think this perfect topic, it's really reminded for me, like I think, like you're saying, Zeph, as Dr. Lisa is here to tell us a message to, like, stay in your path. God is with you. Your
Oh,
spirit is with you. So I think we
and
both
she's
need
gonna
a
start singing
reminder.
shortly. No, I'm just kidding. But
No, 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 this is
Lisa,
good.
you mentioned
No.
something that I think maybe for some people who are tuning in, the audiences who are watching today, this may be something that they probably have to unpack, or they probably are not familiar with this, right? Because you talked about vulnerability as being a part of a journey of perseverance, right? Could you care to kind of explain a little bit more about the connection there, and how we all who are tuning in, who's watching this, need to understand, as we persevere in our lives, we need to somehow tap into our vulnerability, and why is that important?
I believe
Boom.
I believe that being vulnerable is being able to share your intimate thoughts and existence in your reality and being able to share that with people. So being vulnerable enough to open up to do that
Mm.
requires so much, particularly if healing is necessary. So you can't just jump to vulnerability if you need to heal, because that lack of healing may keep you from being vulnerable. So when you unpack vulnerability, there's just so many other layers there. So probably too many layers to talk about today, but I can talk about, for me, uh, I have truths that are my past, my present, and I know to be my future. But authenticity, like being real with myself, allows me to open up and share that,
Oh,
because
I love
I
that.
have a willingness to, my goal is to be impactful and to make a difference. And vulnerability helps me tell my story. Vulnerability helps me open
Ooh.
up.
I'm having goosies. So goosies. Hashtag that, everybody. So goosies out there, and as you see on screen, everybody, I put up what you said. Lack of healing impacts vulnerability, and it's absolutely right. I think as we do the work of healing, we get to, as we heal a little bit more, a little bit better. We are able to tap into our vulnerability. I may be wrong. What do you think, Shana?
No, absolutely. When we heal, when we work on ourselves, then it becomes a gift to others. So we create a space for to help other people. Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else you're thinking of that comes to mind as you watch this behind the scenes just now, Rukshana? Because I know you were writing away. I saw you behind the screen. I was like,
I
she's
was
writing questions.
well, I had all these notes. I had a big pad here with a bunch of notes. And but what I was thinking is about how you said perseverance is really humility. And I was wondering if you can just a little bit share about that and go dive a little bit deeper.
Oh my gosh. Humbleness, I believe, because in my faith, you have to renew your mind. Our belief is that every day you have to make sure that you're calling yourself into a space of humbleness, that you don't know everything, um, that you can pivot. And
Mhm.
humility is being able to step out of the front and take a seat. I think if I had to think about a phrase, it's like take a seat with yourself,
Mhm. Yeah.
and really demonstrate humility. I think people may say they're humble, but to me, you need to demonstrate it. You need to show people that you need them. You don't know it all. You need them. And sometimes that is taking a seat and just learning and listening and allowing yourself to grow, but also setting an example that you can grow.
Mhm.
Um,
I love that you said that, take a seat, because I think in the world that we live in today, especially, Rikshana, you're saying taking a seat means also telling people you need them. Ooh, I love that. I think we're all busy, and life has gotten busy. It doesn't matter what it is. It's life, families, friends, and then, digital stuff, you're always on your phone, your tablet, TV, whatever. And sometimes we don't take that moment to sit with ourselves and just like go through that personal connecting within ourselves. And you saying that allows us to be, one of the things I hear a lot is like, just be real and honest with ourselves, and then that humility somehow shows up. In case if anyone's tuning in right now and you're wondering what are you watching, you're watching episode 21 of So Victory Life. It's a talk show about fireside stories that we use to ignite, inspire victories. All right. And today we have Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker here with us. We're talking about Road to Perseverance. We have almost 2 minutes to wrap this up, but I know Rikshana has a fun fact about Lisa. What is
I
oh,
it?
do. Okay, Lisa also loves to create fun, hilarious characters for her family.
What inspired you to do that, Lisa?
Yeah. It's listen, when you're raising 5 girls and there's so much energy going
Uh-huh.
on,
Uh-huh.
you have to like break that anxiety, that stress up, and just I found like going into my Emmeline role, like just made everybody laugh. Now don't ask me to do it today, but but I felt like humor is a big part of our family.
Love it. Love
Actually,
that.
one of my girls is an actress, and she's actually funnier than me. I don't pretend to be a comedic person, but I love bringing joy. And
Love
so
that.
that's what Emmeline is all about. You know what I
That's
mean?
why you did say something just now about, I think just now you also said something about mock when we're constantly reframing ourselves, because that's a process for all of us, right? It will bring us joy. So I want to say thank you for sharing that. And I just want to say a quick hello to Claire. Claire's in the house and she says, so true, such a great reminder. So in case any one of you who's watching this like at the end of the show right now, I just encourage everybody, in case you missed this, right after this show, when the cameras go off, we don't really end this conversation. So come join us. Where do you join us? Go to live.sowvictory.com and look for episode 21. It says meet and greet. So it says that it doesn't end with the live broadcast. Engage with our cast members past show for intimate and supportive conversations that spark actions and inspire victories. And yeah, we love to hang out after the show. So just imagine, like, after the show is done, you go like, okay, right, Lisa, you're on stage a lot. We go like, okay, where do we have coffee or maybe drink or whatever, So we're going to kind of do that right after this. For those of you who are watching, we just want to say thank you so much for being here. And to our guest, Dr. Lisa Bellamy Fluker, thank you so much for saying yes to So Victory Live. And of course, to my sidekick over there, Rikshana. She woke up early this morning to be with us on the show, and we're excited. We are in November, everybody. Oh my God. Like, where did 2022 go? Anyways, to all of you, come join us in live.sowvictory.com for the post-show meet and greet. Until next time, I just want to say, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your story, for inspiring for all of those who's watching this, victories in their own way. Any last words? 30 seconds from you.
I would just say, in the toughest of times, look up. That's one of my favorite thoughts and also visuals for myself. It's tough out here, but keep looking up.
Ooh, I love that. Keep looking up, everybody. As we sign off, thank you so much. Keep looking up, and we won't have a show next week because it's Thanksgiving week, but we're gonna have our last episode for the season on November 30th, and it's going to be 11 a.m. Also, I'm sorry, at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. And till next time, bye, everybody. We'll see you at the meet and greet. Bye.